The lights inside the Jeopardy studio are bright, steady, and unforgiving. This is the moment every contestant dreams about, long before they ever step behind a podium. Final Jeopardy. The category appears on the giant screen, looking calm and simple at first glance. 20th Century Bigwigs. For fans of history, business, and power, it sounds familiar, but familiarity can be dangerous, especially here. The music hasn't started yet. That silence stretches just long enough for the tension to settle in. Three contestants remain, three different scores, three very different paths to victory. And in just 30 seconds, everything is about to change. The host delivers the clue with practiced clarity. No extra emphasis, no hints, just words and the heavy weight of consequence behind them. In the 1920s, this European founder of a global company also served as his country's Minister of Finance. And now the clock begins. That famous 30-second tune fills the studio. You can almost feel the air shift in the room. Pens move quickly, at first, then hesitate. Eyes narrow, brows furrow. This isn't about buzzing in first anymore. It's about recall, judgment, and risk. The camera pans across the contestants, each locked in their own world of thought, trying to connect the dots between business, Europe, and government in the 1920s. The pressure is immense. Let's start at the left podium with Laura Fada. She enters Final Jeopardy with a modest $1,600. It's not a commanding position, but she's still alive. For Lara, this clue represents more than just the money. It's about pride, about ending strong. She thinks fast. A name forms in her mind. A powerful one, famous, tied to wealth, influence, and vast resources. With just a few seconds left, she scribbles it down. Time's up. The music fades into silence. Now comes the part every contestant dreads and every viewer leans in for. The reveal? The host turns to Laura. Her response appears on the screen. Who is De Beers? It's a great guess. It makes sense. Diamonds. A virtual monopoly, immense power. It fits the category of bigwigs perfectly. But this game doesn't reward, almost. The host pauses just long enough to let hope breathe, then delivers the verdict. No, I'm sorry. That's incorrect. You can see it on Laura's face, a flicker of disappointment. She knew it was a long shot, but she had to take it. Now for the wager. The numbers appear, $1,599. She bet nearly everything. That leaves her with just a single dollar. A tough outcome, but one she'll remember forever. Because Final Jeopardy isn't about playing it safe. It's about playing to win. And now, the focus shifts to the next contestant. The game is far from over, and what happens next will change the entire balance of power. Next, we move to the contestant in the middle, Mariusz Galczynski. He's sitting in second place with a healthy $8,400. This puts him in a fascinating position. He can't catch the leader without her getting it wrong, but he also needs to protect his spot from Laura's potential, albeit now diminished, threat. The pressure is on him to make a smart wager and come up with the right answer. The clue again, in the 1920s, this European founder of a global company also served as his country's Minister of Finance. Mariusz looks confident. He wrote his answer down fairly quickly. The host asks him to reveal it. On his screen, we see the name. Who is Wallenberg? Another incredibly sharp guess. The Wallenberg family is a dynasty in Sweden, involved in banking, industry, you name it. They are the definition of 20th century bigwigs. It's a very plausible answer that connects finance and European influence. The host takes a moment, building the suspense. A very good guess, but not the right one. The correct response is coming up. A collective sigh from the audience. This all leads to our champion, standing at the right podium. Stephanie Kemen. She's had a dominant game, entering Final Jeopardy with a commanding lead of $14,200. The game is hers to lose. The only way she can be beaten is if she gets the answer wrong and makes a massive wager. All eyes are on her screen. Did she solve the puzzle that stumped her two opponents? Her response is revealed. It's blank. She couldn't come up with an answer. The champion was stumped. The studio audience gasps. This is where it gets really interesting. Her fate now rests entirely on her wager. How much did she risk? The numbers pop up. She wagered $2,601. A very specific, very calculated bet. The host does the math. That will leave you with a final score of $11,599. Even with a wrong answer, her strategic bet secures her victory. She is the Jeopardy champion. So, who's the correct response? The host reveals it. The founder was Henry Detterding of Royal Dutch Shell, who also served as finance minister for the Netherlands. A tricky piece of trivia that combines corporate history and European politics. A perfect Final Jeopardy clue. This game just goes to show that on Jeopardy, it's not just about what you know. It's about strategy, nerve, and sometimes a little bit of luck. Congratulations to Stephanie on a well-played game. What a nail-biter. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more amazing game show moments. Alright, now it's Steven Olsen's turn. He's stepping up to the plate, and what a game he's had. He went into Final Jeopardy with a solid $8,400. Now, he did hit a bit of a speed bump earlier with a missed daily double, and that definitely slowed his momentum, but make no mistake, he is absolutely still in this thing. It's anyone's game at this point. The tension is just incredible. So, the clue is on the screen and you can see the gears turning in Steven's head. Just like Laura, he seems to be zeroing in on that idea of mineral wealth. The wording of the clue is so specific, isn't it? It points to someone whose massive fortune wasn't just built on clever business deals, but on having direct control over the Earth's natural resources. It's a very particular kind of power, a very specific kind of wealth. Who fits that description? Who built an empire on diamonds or gold or oil? And now, Steven reveals his answer. He puts down his pen, and the camera zooms in, and what do we see? He also wrote down De Beers. Wow. For a split second, there's this weird, almost electric connection between him and Laura, two brilliant contestants, taking completely different routes through the game board. Yet they both landed on the exact same answer for the final, most important clue. It's a testament to how their minds are working, following the same logical path based on the hints provided. Two different journeys, one identical destination, but as we already know from Laura's reveal, that destination is the wrong one. The host gives that little shake of the head, the one that contestants dread. He confirms it. De Beers, while a fantastic and logical guess, is just not what the judges were looking for tonight. It's a tough break. You can see the disappointment on Steven's face. He knew it was a gamble. Now comes the moment of truth, the part that makes or breaks a champion. The wager. How much did Steven risk? He reveals his bet. $5,404. Oh, that is a significant wager. It's aggressive, but you have to be aggressive to win. But with the incorrect answer, that wager now works against him. The math is brutal. His score plummets all the way down to $2,996. And just like that, in the span of a few seconds, his dream of winning this game evaporates. It's a harsh reminder of the nature of Jeopardy. You can play a nearly perfect game. You can answer question after question correctly, building up a strong lead. But Final Jeopardy is the great equalizer. It is absolutely unforgiving. One single clue, one answer, can completely undo an entire game's worth of hard work and success. It's what makes the show so thrilling and so heartbreaking at the same time. Steven's journey for this game is over. He played incredibly well, but it wasn't enough. And with his score now locked in, our attention turns to the last person standing. The only one left with a chance to change their fate. TJ Fisher? The entire game now rests on his shoulders. What did he write? And more importantly, how much did he bet? Everything comes down to this final reveal. The suspense is killing me. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into these amazing game show moments. TJ Fisher stands at the podium, a picture of calm confidence. He's played a masterful game. The music fades. It's time for the reveal. The contestant in third place guessed, who is Oppenheimer? A fascinating guess, but Incorrect. The contestant in second place went with Who is Cartier? A logical choice connecting diamonds to the famous jewelry house, but also wrong. Now, all eyes are on TJ. He's still in the lead, but his final answer will decide everything. He reveals his response. Who is DuPont? A powerful name, synonymous with innovation, manufacturing, and a vast chemical empire. It's a brilliant outside-the-box thought process. A name that represents immense wealth and influence, just like the clue suggests. The host pauses. A great American family, he says, but not the one we were looking for. A collective sigh ripples through the audience. TJ's clever deduction was just one step removed from the correct path. The host then clarifies the crucial detail everyone missed. This wasn't about chemicals. It wasn't even truly about diamonds. The key was the source of the wealth, a different kind of mineral treasure. This was about oil, black gold. The fuel that reshaped geopolitics, transportation, and the global economy. The correct response is revealed. Who is J. Paul Getty? The legendary oil billionaire. A man whose fortune was so immense it became mythical. Getty was notoriously frugal, and the extravagant quote was a satirical jab at his unimaginable wealth, penned by the poet E. Cummings. A tough, tricky clue, but hinged on a literary reference disguised as a simple fact. In this moment, with the correct answer known, only one thing matters: the wager. TJ's fate now rests on a single number he wrote down minutes ago. He could have bet big, aiming for a runaway victory, or he could have played it safe, betting just enough to cover his opponent. The camera zooms in on TJ. His expression is unreadable, a stone-cold poker face. The host reads the number. What an incredible moment in Jeopardy history. The entire game, the entire tournament boils down to this single Final Jeopardy clue. TJ Fisher, with a commanding lead, holds his fate in his own hands. The category is literary characters, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. He scribbles down his response, his wager already locked in. The host begins the reveals. One by one, the contestants show their answers, and then it's TJ's turn. His response ... is incorrect. A collective gasp ripples through the audience. For a split second, it feels like the dream might be over. But then the wager is revealed. He bet just enough to stay ahead even with the miss. It's a masterclass in strategic gameplay. His final total lands at $10,799. A seemingly random number, but it's the most important number of his life right now. Because it's enough to win the game. It's enough to survive the semifinals. It's enough to punch his ticket to the Tournament of Champions finals. You can see the wave of emotions wash over him. First, the sharp intake of breath as his incorrect answer is shown. Then the slow, dawning realization as the numbers confirm his victory. The studio erupts in applause, a release of all that pent-up tension. TJ Fisher, the quiet but formidable player, has done it. He's going to the finals. The host walks over, shaking his hand, praising not just his incredible breadth of knowledge, but his stone-cold composure under immense pressure. This is what makes Jeopardy the greatest game on television. It isn't just about knowing facts. It's about strategy, nerve, and making the right call when everything is on the line. TJ's journey is a testament to that. But for the viewers, the excitement is far from over. TJ is the second finalist to secure his spot. There's still one more place up for grabs in that final showdown. The drama continues tomorrow night when we find out who will complete the trio of champions vying for the ultimate title. Who do you think will join TJ in the finals? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. It's going to be an epic conclusion to an unforgettable tournament. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single moment of the action. See you next time. And just like that, the journey continues right here on the Alex Trebek stage. For decades, this very spot has been home to some of the most unforgettable moments in television history. Think about it. We've seen games won by a single dollar, turning a sure loss into a stunning victory. We've watched new champions being crowned, not by a bold all-in bet, but by a cautious, Strategic wager that proved to be the smarter move. And of course, there are those Final Jeopardy clues. The ones that spark debates and discussions among fans for weeks, months, even years after the episode airs. They become legendary, part of the show's rich lore. This recent match is a perfect textbook example of why Final Jeopardy is and always will be the beating heart of the show. It's the ultimate test. It proves that winning isn't just about having a brain full of facts and figures. No, it's a much deeper game. It's about truly understanding the question being asked, peeling back the layers to get to its core. It's about carefully reading the category and using it as your primary guide, your North Star. And sometimes the most crucial skill of all is knowing when to hold back, when not to risk everything you've worked so hard for throughout the entire game. Let's break down what we just witnessed. We had Laura, Steven, and TJ. Each of them approached that final clue with their own unique mindset, their own strategy. From the outside, you could argue that each of them made a reasonable choice based on their position going into the final round. Laura had her plan, Steven had his, and TJ had his. There was logic behind every decision. But as the music faded and the answers were revealed, we saw that only one of those strategies could ultimately pay off. It's a powerful reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in this game. Now, as the cameras pull back and we hear that familiar, comforting closing theme music start to play, it's a feeling every fan knows well. It signals the end of another thrilling intellectual battle. Another chapter in the grand, ongoing story of Jeopardy has been written. A new winner, a new set of what-ifs, and a new set of memories for us all to talk about. It's the beautiful, predictable rhythm of the show that keeps us coming back for more, day after day. The promise of another game, another set of contestants, and another chance to witness a moment of pure television magic. What a game it was. Thanks for watching with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite game show moments. See you next time. For over half a century, one show has defined intellectual competition. It's a battle of wits, a test of quick recall, and a daily ritual for millions. Welcome to the world of Jeopardy, where knowledge is power and a single correct answer can change everything. But what truly makes this show an enduring classic? It's not just the trivia. It's the human drama that unfolds in its most critical moments. Think about it. The entire game, all the hard-fought battles over categories and daily doubles, it all comes down to one final clue. Final Jeopardy. 30 seconds. A single pen, a quiet studio, and the weight of thousands of dollars resting on one decision. This is where legends are made and champions are tested. It's the ultimate intellectual pressure cooker, and we, the viewers, have a front row seat. Let's look at some of the most iconic moments. Remember Ken Jennings? His incredible 74-game winning streak captivated the nation. Night after night, we tuned in, wondering if this was the night his reign would end. Each Final Jeopardy was a mini-drama. Would he know it? Would he wager enough? The suspense was unbearable, yet we couldn't look away. His journey wasn't just about winning money. It was a marathon of mental endurance that we all ran with him. Or how about the dramatic finishes? We've all seen it happen. A contestant, trailing for the entire game, makes a bold wager in Final Jeopardy. They scribble down their answer, and as the famous Think music plays, the tension builds. The leading champion, perhaps overconfident, makes a small, safe bet. And then the reveals, the leader gets it wrong. The underdog gets it right. In a stunning reversal, a new champion is crowned. It's the kind of comeback story that gives you goosebumps. It's a powerful reminder that in Jeopardy, it's never over until the final answer is revealed. Let's talk about a more recent example that perfectly illustrates this quiet drama, TJ Fisher. He found himself in a tight game. The scores were close in the Final Jeopardy. Category was one of those that could go either way. You could almost feel the collective breath holding from everyone watching at home. As the camera focused on him, you could see the gears turning. What's the right answer? How much should I bet? It's a calculated risk, a blend of knowledge and strategy. For TJ, his correct response and smart wager were enough to carry him forward to another day. For his competitors, it was a harsh lesson in how razor-thin the margin between victory and defeat can be. A single word, a single dollar, can make all the difference. These moments are the heart and soul of Jeopardy! They will keep us coming back, season after season, host after host. It's more than just a quiz show. It's a celebration of intelligence, strategy, and grace under pressure. It connects generations. Grandparents watch with their grandchildren. Friends compete from their living room couches, and we all share in the collective. Aha. When we know an answer, or the groan when a contestant misses an easy one. The show respects its audience's intelligence. And in turn, we respect the skill and courage of those who stand behind the podiums. The quiet drama of a pen moving across a screen, the ticking clock, the furrowed brows of intense concentration. This is television at its purest. It's not about flashy effects or manufactured conflict. It's about the simple, profound thrill of knowing something. And in that 30-second crucible of Final Jeopardy, we see fortunes rise and fall, we see dreams realized, and we are reminded why this timeless game has earned its place in television history. It's a testament to the fact that sometimes the most exciting drama is the one that happens in the mind. Thanks so much for watching. What are some of your favorite Jeopardy moments? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the shows we all love. See you next time. And that's a wrap on one of the most nail-biting Final Jeopardy moments we've seen in a while. What an absolute roller coaster. When the category 20th Century Bigwigs was revealed, you could feel the tension in the air. All three contestants, brilliant in their own right, had everything on the line. They had fought their way through the Jeopardy and Double Jeopardy rounds, racking up impressive scores, dodging daily doubles, and making calculated wagers. But as any fan knows, it all comes down to this final single clue. Let's quickly recap the board as it stood. We had our reigning champion, a history buff with a commanding lead, but not a runaway game. In second place, a challenger who had been consistently strong, especially on literature and science. And in third, the dark horse who had made a stunning comeback in the Double Jeopardy round with a gutsy true daily double. The stage was set for a dramatic finish. Each of them had to decide not just if they knew the answer, but how much they were willing to risk on that knowledge. The clue itself was a masterpiece of misdirection and subtle hints. In 1961, this European leader told a U.S. journalist, "I am the last." A simple sentence, yet packed with historical weight. Who could it be? My mind immediately raced through the possibilities. A monarch? A Cold War figure? The phrasing, "I am the last," is so definitive, so final. It speaks to the end of an era, the last of a line, or the final holder of a certain political ideology. Was it a reference to the fading colonial empires? Perhaps someone like Charles de Gaulle, grappling with France's changing role in the world. Or maybe a figure from behind the Iron Curtain, witnessing the monolithic nature of communism begin to show cracks. The 30 seconds of thinking music felt like an eternity. You could see the intense concentration on the contestants' faces, scribbling furiously, crossing things out, second-guessing their initial instincts. This is the magic of Final Jeopardy! It's not just about recalling a fact. It's about synthesis, deduction, and holding your nerve under immense pressure. The wagers are just as crucial. Do you bet it all, hoping your opponent gets it wrong? Or do you make a smaller strategic wager to cover your bases? Then came the reveal. Our third place contestant, who needed to be correct and bet big, revealed their response. A solid guess, but unfortunately incorrect. Their wager, however, was conservative, leaving them with a small but respectable total. Next, our second place challenger. They needed to get it right to have any hope. They revealed their answer, and it was correct. Franco. A brilliant Pole, the Spanish dictator, who saw himself as the last of Europe's old guard fascist leaders. Their wager was substantial, nearly doubling their score and putting immense pressure on the champion. It all came down to our returning champion, Did they know it? And how much did they bet? After a moment of suspense, Alex Trebek revealed their response. They also wrote down Francisco Franco. Correct. The final piece of the puzzle was the wager. And what a wager it was. Just enough to cover the challenger's maximum possible score, plus $1. A masterclass in strategic betting. They secured the win, but only by the slimmest of margins. It was a textbook example of how to play the game at the highest level. This single clue about 20th century bigwigs perfectly encapsulates why we love Jeopardy. It's a test of knowledge, strategy, and sheer nerve. From the clever construction of the clue to the complex wagering strategies, every element came together to create an unforgettable television moment. It's a reminder that in this game, until that final answer is revealed, anything can happen. What a game, what a finish. Thank you so much for joining me to break down this incredible Final Jeopardy round. I love diving deep into these moments of television history. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the next video. We've got so many more games to explore, more clues to decipher, and more heart-stopping moments where everything hangs in the balance. Let me know in the comments what your guess was for this Final Jeopardy clue. Until next time, thanks for watching.